So I thought I would bring back the good old weekly tips and tricks post. Maybe I'll even do it more than once a week, we'll see. And today I wanted to start off with a question I get asked all the time and something that I cover a lot in the classes that I teach around painting, which is how do I find my creative style and my creative voice as an artist? Like, how do I figure out what I even create? How do I make things that I like, not just that other people like? Yeah, anyone fallen into that one where you're like, I'm making stuff and people are liking it, but I don't even really like what I'm making. I don't feel inspired to make that. I know that there's something deeper in there. If you fall into any of those kind of scenarios, then the first thing I would advise that you do, your first kind of like tip or first hack, is to prioritize playing with your materials. You need to know inside out what your different tools and paints and things do. You need to be super confident of all the different marks you can make and all the different marks that you can make that you don't like and the ones that you do like that you want to repeat. You want to know your tools inside out. So you have to prioritize time to simply play with them, which is lovely because we can sometimes get our materials out and feel like we'll sort of put our own pressure on our shoulders that we've got to create a masterpiece now. But really, to get there, the best thing to do is allow yourself to play. So let yourself play, get to know your tools inside out. The second thing I would say is get guidance from somebody who has already found theirs. Don't struggle on your own, basically, because there are so many people out there like myself who are so passionate about empowering people with the process to be able to unlock your personal style and get confident with painting that you do not need to struggle on your own. Find somebody that resonates with you, take a class from them and learn. The third thing I would say to do is to follow what feels joyous and freeing. So when you're playing, you're doing that first point that I shared about just play with your different materials and your different tools. When you're doing that, don't have a prescribed sort of way of doing it. Like, I've got to do this today, I've got to do that today. Just let yourself be intuitively led by what feels joyous and freeing. And what you've got to do at that point is watch out for your inner critic, because it's going to pipe up and say you can't do that. It's going to have all sorts of objections, and let's cover that in the next video. Hope you found this helpful. Feel free to share it with your audience or with people that you might think might benefit from this kind of help. You know, it is so incredible to get to the point where you love creating and you love what you actually create and you're super confident about it. And it's really not that hard of a process, and it is super fun. If you want to learn from me, of course, I teach intuitive painting on Fridays at 1 p.m. Our summer term starts on April the 22nd. And so whether you're seeing this before or afterwards, there's replays so that you can catch up. They're 1 hour sessions, so you can easily treat yourself to like watching a couple in a weekend and catching up if you're seeing this, you know, towards the halfway point of the term or what have you. It runs from the 22nd of April through for 10 weeks. We have 1 or 2 weeks off where there are school holidays or I'm on holiday, and it runs through till about mid-July. So I'd love to see you in that class. But if you're just doing this on your own, bear those 3 things in mind. Start off by prioritizing time to play with your materials. Second one, don't struggle on your own. Learn from people that are passionate about teaching you. And the third one is to follow the thread of what feels joyous and freeing when you're playing.